Hi everyone! Today we are going to learn about viruses. But first, I would like to know, do you know what's the differences between bacteria and viruses? Although these two might be similar to one another, but there's a huge difference between both of them. For example, the bacteria is a living thing. It is a prokaryote. They can be heterotroph or maybe autotroph. And did you know only 1% of the bacteria species that can cause diseases? Thus, we need antibiotics. Remember, antibiotics can only be used on diseases that was caused by bacteria and not by viruses. On the other hand, most of the biologists agree that the viruses are not considered as a living thing, as it needs a host cell in order to carry out life-sustaining process. It contains a genetic material which can be RNA or DNA, which was surrounded by a capsid. Now, remember when I said earlier that antibiotics can't be used on viruses? This is because the antibiotics can only inhibit the cell wall of the bacteria, but it cannot inhibit the capsids of a virus. Thus, most of the viruses are parasites, which means they can cause diseases. In the next video, you will see about some of the diseases that was caused by virus. Enjoy the next bit. Bye!
In this video, we will look at the similarities, differences, and medical treatment between COVID-19 and Spanish flu. But first, we need to know about what is COVID-19. It stands for Coronavirus Disease 2019. It was declared as a pandemic by WHO, which started in Wuhan, China from 2019 to 2020. But what is Spanish flu? It is also a pandemic, but it started in the United States from 1918 to 1920. However, both of these diseases can infect the respiratory tract, which can cause from mild pain to ultimately causing death to the infected person. Ways of their being transmitted from one person to another could be varies, from handshaking to touching things. In short, they can be transmitted through droplets or. Besides that, both of these diseases cause similar symptoms. The patient may experience fevers and fatigue to difficulties in breathing. Therefore, the patients must take some healthy measure in order to ensure that the viruses are not being transmitted to the healthy persons, such as they can practice hand hygiene and good ethics. Did you know that the Spanish flu will take at least 1 day to the 4th day after the exposure to the viruses for the symptoms to be developed on the patients? Meanwhile, the durations for the COVID-19 symptoms to be shown could be varies. It depends on the individual itself. Besides that, the type of viruses species that cause these two diseases are also different. As the COVID-19 is currently being studied, it has no cure until now. The Spanish flu also has no cure, but back then, the scientists and the doctors uses aspirins in order to relieve the pain and minor fever which was experienced by the patients. In order to stop the chains, we as the healthy people need to take some prevention steps. That's all for today. Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Bye.